Let's review the new Smashbox Always On foundation. It's supposed to be a balancing skin type of foundation. So if you need hydration, it will balance it out. If you need oil control, it will balance it out. I'm intrigued because I have combination skin. So T-zone, very oily. The rest of my face, it's either normal to dry or, you know, mixture of both. The Smashbox Always On foundation retails for $45 US, comes in 30 shades. In my local Ulta, they didn't have the shade that I wanted, so I had to get 2 shades. It's supposed to be transfer fade and crease resistant, won't cake, flake, or streak. So I was looking how they recommend to apply this. Because it is primer infused, you can go with an additional primer underneath, but we're gonna do half and half. We're gonna go half of the face with the Smashbox, the original photo finish smoothing and blurring primer. So another tip that they were saying, apply to your face first with your fingers to warm up the foundation formula, and then go in with the brush to help blend in even more to get that seamless, beautiful finish. We need a little primer on the forehead. And then the right side of the face with the primer. And this primer gives instant smoothing and blurring results. Let's do the left side first without the primer. And I'm going to work this a little bit into my skin. It's a little light, so fair and then light. Yeah, the light is too yellow. Work this into the skin. Again, left side without the primer. And we're hoping to get medium to full coverage with the one pump. We'll see. But I feel like I'll be able to get that. I'm using the Smashbox blurring foundation brush without any product. And just start stippling, tapping the foundation into the skin. And gently buffing. There's still a lot of foundation left over. Let's go on the forehead, nose, chin. I'm just gonna go straight with the brush now. I'm gonna do buffing motions first, and then we're going to stipple where I need that extra coverage. Just go into the brush. I'm just gonna start stippling. I think I like it on the primer side. All right, take a little bit more into the brush. And again, this is just the one pump. We're gonna go on this side again. We're gonna build it up. Now that it has a little bit of time to set into the skin. I think I got a lot more coverage right away with the primer. With the one pump, I think I got a solid medium coverage. I would not call this a full coverage. You can still see a little bit of the pink peeking through on my cheeks through the foundation. The pimples, I think they're slightly color corrected. They're not as pink and red and inflamed. I used up all of the foundation on the back of my hand as much as I could, and I think it blended out really great. No issues with blendability whatsoever. For the finish, I'm not seeing a very radiant finish. I would call this more of a natural, soft matte finish with a little bit of glow underneath. So again, left side on the cheeks and the chin, jaw. It's no primer, right side and forehead with the primer. On the primer side, I'm definitely getting more of a soft, velvety finish. So far, the formula for the Smashbox Always On foundation is balancing. All right, next portion of this review. For the Smashbox Always On, I'm just applying the rest of my makeup, starting with Westman Atelier contour stick in shade Biscuit. Liquid blush by CL Cosmetics, current favorite in shade Elodie. Beautiful, stunning, extremely effortless formula. I am a little biased because of the name, Elodie, but that's just the shade name. But the formula itself is incredible. Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. Completely forgot about it. I usually apply it before my blush, but it's okay. We're moving on. Estee Lauder Double Wear Zero Smudge Lengthening Mascara. Lip liner, Anastasia Beverly Hills in Dusty Rose. And then for the lipstick, I have the Laura Mercier Lipstick Crayon in shade Ella. Let's move on to the next part of this review for the Smashbox Always On foundation, which is the full day wear test. As of right now, I'm obsessed with the way my complexion is looking. It's very smooth, it's even, it's blurred, more so on the primer side. All the makeup looks stunning on the skin. I'm excited to see how this Smashbox Always On Balancing Foundation wears on my combination skin. So let's go on. Let's review this foundation. 3 hours into the Smashbox Always On Balancing Foundation. I powdered my forehead around like the 2-hour mark because I found that it was starting to look really glowy. I feel like it was glowy from the beginning, but I felt like it was starting to get really glowy. So I powdered it with the Milk makeup, the pore clips, but I didn't do the rest of my face. Like I didn't do the rest of the T-zone. I left it alone. So I want to see how this foundation holds on or holds up to its balancing claims. So as of right now, around the nose, the T-zone area, it's looking pretty glowy and it's feeling glowy on both sides. More so on the non-primer side in comparison to the primer side. I think overall the primer side, it's really shining in longevity. The skin looks blurred with the foundation, the cheeks look blurred with the blush and the contour. I'm just really liking the primer side more than the non-primer side. Another reason why I think the primer side with the Smashbox primer and the foundation looks better and it's wearing better, the smile lines on the non-primer side with the foundation, they're cracking and they're a lot more visible. Like right here, you'll see. I smile, I go to my straight or non-smiley face and the cracks are very visible. On the primer side, they're a little more seamless. The foundation, it's not sinking into my fine lines, which I'm really happy about. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit for the next update. We are 8 hours in to the Smashbox Always On Balancing Foundation. I have retouched one more time on the forehead using the same powder in the Milk makeup and just a brush just on the forehead just to kind of minimize the shine. But I have not touched the rest of the T-zone, which is around the nose and the chin. The side with the primer, with the Smashbox primer, it's looking so much better. The smile lines, the fine lines, the creasing is very minimal, and the foundation, it's not sinking into the fine lines, so it's not looking heavy and cakey. On the non-primer side, the smile lines are a little more enhanced, they're cracked, so you could really see the smile lines. I'm actually really surprised that I'm not looking really dry in those certain areas. I find that with this type of a foundation, I start to look dry with my combination skin, like right here, but it's looking really good. I'm looking really glowy around my pores, around my nose, but the foundation, it doesn't look cakey. It looks a little more cakey on the non-primer side, but overall, I am liking the way my complexion is looking. 13 hours later, and this concludes our review of the Smashbox Always On Foundation. I think we're still looking a lot better on the primer side. We're looking glowy, but the makeup itself, the foundation, is breaking apart a lot faster and a lot more noticeable on the non-primer side. So even though this Smashbox Always On Balancing Foundation, it's primer infused, I would definitely add a primer underneath to help extend the longevity. I think if you have really oily skin, it's not going to be extremely long wearing on you just because those natural oils will break apart the foundation, as I'm seeing right here. And I was seeing that around mark like hour 2 and 3, like the skin starting to crack and the foundation going into the cracks, into the crevices, into the fine lines of my face on the non-primer side. Overall, I think the Smashbox Always On Balancing Foundation, it's balancing enough to a point where if you have drier spots on your face, it's not going to exaggerate, but it's definitely does not balance the oil on the skin. I don't know what it means by oil control. It's not controlling the oils whatsoever. It's definitely contributing to the extra shine. I would say it's a little bit less shiny on the primer side versus the non-primer side. I think there's a little bit more oily spots, like hot spots on my face in comparison. Again, I'm gonna have a lot more information on our website, milabubeautyreview.com. I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one.